Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do another country supper. I'm going to do some oven fried chicken, which to me is just fried chicken, but I do finish it off in the oven. And then the other thing we're going to make is just a plain hash brown casserole. I've made it for years. I never knew that it was like a copycat. I mean, I've made it for years, probably over 20 years. But let me get another spoon. Okay. But it's a Cracker Barrel copycat. So all you need to do is preheat your oven to 350. You need to go ahead and spray your 9x13 pan and set that aside. And then we're going to get all these different things ready. It's basically a dump and go. So you put everything in a bowl, then dump it in your baking dish, then you cook it. You're done. You're going to need a can of cream and chicken soup. You're also going to need some hash browns. I usually get the shredded hash browns, but you need 32 ounces, and it's getting harder and harder to find that size. So if you can't find 2 pounds worth, it's still going to be all right. I won't worry about it. Just go ahead and put it in there and just keep going. Alright, so let's get some of this done. Instead of chopping up some onion, I'm just going to put some minced onion in this. And I have tried onion powder, so you could do that too. But I'm just going to put some minced onion in this. And quite a bit. Just so that it's got really good onion flavor. And we're also going to put a lot of pepper in it. And then, you know, the recipe says for them to be thawed. I have never done that. I've always mixed them together frozen. And they've always turned out fine, so I think it's fine. But if you prefer to let them thaw, then you do that. It is kind of hard to mix together. But what I do is I go ahead and do my best and then stir it throughout the cooking process, and it usually does just fine. Okay. And now we need to put in our, trying to find something. Sour cream. I don't usually use this whole container, so we use just about all of it of sour cream. The recipe calls for a pint's worth, so just do your best about combining this if you didn't thaw it, and dump it in the pan and stir as you go, and I promise it'll turn out perfectly all right. Okay. And we're going to need about 1.5 cups of cheese. I'm using cheddar, but the recipe calls for Colby. I have always used cheddar. I literally had to go find a recipe that matched mine because I don't even have my old recipe. It's been that long ago. I had got it out of I believe it was an old church cookbook, but that's been a long time ago. So this one's just about the same. So we'll just go with it. And the last thing that we need to add is our melted butter. I want to get all that in there. You're going to need a stick of melted butter, but if all you have is about 3/4 of a stick, so about 6 tablespoons, that'll still work. I've even done it on less than that, and it's still come out fine. Okay, this is my big old mess, and it's ready to put in our baking dish. I went ahead and sprayed the baking dish. And we're gonna put all this in. Okay. And you're just going to spray, and you're just going to spread this out evenly, just like you typically would. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is the most forgiving casserole ever. Okay, so that's about the gist of it. Let's get all this off here again. Okay, and we're going to take a little bit more cheddar, put on top, so about half a cup's worth. Just a pinch more. Okay. All right, so 350, 45 to 55 minutes. You may have to let it go just a tad bit longer if you're putting it in frozen. Okay, I'll see you back here in a little while. Okay, so the rest of our country supper is some fried chicken. For years, I had a hard time making fried chicken, so we got just baked chicken a lot. And then I was told a little bit of a secret. So since then, I've always used it. You know, we still prefer like Publix fried chicken or somewhere else. Not over mine, but this one's a little bit involved, so we just, you know, that's become one of our favorites. But everybody will eat this, so it's not a total failure. But so what you do is you get a good amount of grease in the bottom. You get it hot. We'll check it with our flour. If your flour sizzles, that means the grease is hot enough. We're gonna do drumsticks today. You can do any piece that you would like. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna roll it in some all-purpose flour, but it can be self-rising too. With some seasoned salt and pepper. And then basically what I'm gonna just do is cook the flour. So I'll brown the outside of, you know, the chicken leg. And then we stick it in a baking dish and then we bake it the rest of the way. I learned this, it's gotta be over 20 years ago. You can use an iron skillet. I used to do that, but to kind of save on cleanup for me, I didn't like making my fried chicken in the iron skillet because it was a mess to have to clean up. Even though it was seasoned correctly, before anybody says. It's just kind of, you know, a little bit of a headache. So, and I had young babies at the time, so I just always did the easiest thing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook these, and then we're just going to transfer them over once I've cooked them. You know, I'll have to flip them a few times, and I'm going to transfer them to a baking dish, and then the rest of the cooking process will be done in the oven, which saves me even more time. So I'll come back to you when it's time to put them in the oven. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I got the whole pack cooked. It was a big family pack. This is just to braise the outside, so I still have to finish cooking these. They're going to go in the oven. Right now, my hash brown casserole is in there. So I'll go ahead and put this covered in the oven on 350 for now. But typically what I do is about 400 or 425 to cook it fast. Now, I put it in my ugly pan, but I sprayed this with spray. But one thing that I love to do is take my grease that I cooked this in and put it in here with the chicken. And I feel like it gives it a lot more flavor that way. So all the drippings go in there as well. I take some foil, unless you've got a pan that has a lid, and I just cover it. Because right now, we don't have to cook the outside. All we're focusing on is getting the meat done. So, it just depends. I would say 400 or 425, either one, for about 30 to 45 minutes, somewhere in that range. Because it depends on the thickness of the meat you're using. Sometimes I've done this frozen. So it just depends. And then I'll just take one out and check it. One of my thickest pieces, check it. And if it's done, then most likely everything else is done. But that's how you can check it in a pinch. Okay, I will be back here in a little while to show you both of these recipes when they're finished. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product. I paired the chicken with the hash brown casserole that I showed you earlier. This will be tonight's country supper. You can always add more things to it, like maybe a vegetable, salad, or some sort of bread, like a biscuit or a roll. But it's just a real simple throw together supper, no hassle, and it's a great add to your weekly rotation. Okay, y'all, so now for the rest of our supper. This is going to be made up of, I don't even know what you call it. I'm going to take some smoked sausage and I'm going to fry it up. I'm going to take it out and drain it. And while it's, you know, resting over to the side, I'm going to cook some fried potatoes and some onions. And then I'm going to, when those are done, I'm going to put the sausage back with it. And I guess like a sausage potato skillet kind of thing. And so that's going to be our main, what do you call it? Our main part of the dinner. So I'm already getting my grease hot right now. And I am just, I don't even know how much. This was brine smoked sausage. You can use any type. Let me look at the package so I can see how much it was. I don't even know. Okay, it was 14 ounces. Let me wash my hands. It was 14 ounces. So about a pound would work. You can use spicy, you can use, you know, whichever one you want. I'm just using a smoked, you know, just a regular smoked sausage. So I'm just going to leave these in here. Let them char a little bit. Take them out. And I'll be right back and show you the potatoes and onions going in. Okay? See you back here in a few. Shouldn't take no longer than about 7 minutes at the most. Okay, y'all. So I took the sausage out. I got it set aside. It probably could have used a few more minutes. But I went ahead and took it out. Oops, I need to set that one. Okay. So, if you see that you're running out of oil or you didn't have enough left over from the sausage and everything, you can go ahead and add some. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some more and I'm going to add that. And then I'm going to give these a little bit of a head start. And then I'm going to add the onions, just a little bit of a head start. And then I'll be right back with you. Okay, y'all, so all you have to do now that your potatoes and your onions are done, I waited 10 minutes, added my onions, just to give them a little bit of a head start. I'm going to turn this back on low, and then it's still hot. It's just going to heat up for just a few minutes, and then it's ready to serve. We'll put a little bit of pepper. It's not going to need much, but you can put as much as you'd like if you want it really, you know, spicy. And then a little bit of salt, and then I let everybody salt and pepper to taste once they, you know, try it and see. But it's potatoes, onions, and sausage, and it's ready to serve. Okay, y'all, so this is the end product. I paired it with a tomato pie, which I will be showing you that recipe in another video, so be looking for that. But it should work great with my little sausage skillet idea. I think it'll be the perfect side. I guess we'll see. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.